It started as an ordinary Thursday morning. The sun filtered weakly through the kitchen window, and I sipped my coffee, scrolling through emails. I just settled into my routine when my phone buzzed. It was a message from Clara, my older sister. "Can you check on Mom? She's been acting strange lately." At first, I brushed it off. Mom had always been a bit eccentric, especially after Dad passed a few years ago. I replied, assuring Clara I would stop by after work. She seemed to think that something more was going on, but I didn't share her concern. In my mind, it was just another one of Mom's phases. She had an uncanny knack for briefly obsessing over odd things. Later that day, I arrived at Mom's house, an old, creaky place that always smelled faintly of lavender and something musty. I knocked, and after a moment, she opened the door, looking a bit disheveled. "Oh, darling, I thought I heard someone knocking. Come in." Her voice was cheerful, but there was an edge to it that I couldn't quite place. We settled at the table, and for a while, we exchanged pleasantries. I asked her how she was feeling, and she waved her hand dismissively. "Just fine. Just busy with my projects." She had a collection of homemade crafts that she would occasionally show us, but this time there seemed to be an urgency in her tone. "Projects? What projects?" I asked, trying to probe gently. She smiled wider and leaned in. "Oh, just some research. You wouldn't understand. It's complicated, but so fascinating." I could sense the tension in her voice, but I didn't press. There was something in her eyes, a flicker of mania that made my stomach twist. As we talked, I noticed strange things around her house. The curtains in the living room were drawn tight, and the small bookshelf was covered in dust, but the table was cluttered with papers and books that looked newly purchased. Handwritten notes were scattered everywhere. Some of them appeared to be lists, but the words were incoherent, bouncing between topics like a rabbit in a field. "Mom, where did you get all these?" I asked, glancing at a particularly chaotic sheet that had the words, "The Truth Behind," at the top. She looked at me, her brow furrowing. "They just come to me. I'm uncovering something important, honey. You have no idea." I decided to change the subject, but the unease settled in deeper. The more I watched her, the more I realized how little I recognized her. The warmth in her voice felt like a cover-up for something darker. Later that